Waye wagadrini, waye kalaburani, waye dargani, waye dishonest person.
The corrupt attitude ordinam chroma.
Evil and devil.
Okita anti-party behavior.
Waye dishonorable person.
Bapolanti, oni okansema. Ni yire fini ho.
MPP wato aduane ama obia.
Oye ni brefo.
An ungrateful and unpatriotic leader. That is Kennedy Agyapong for you.
Abusiafo MPP osunko kokwa amanyekuo ni mu ekame kwese dada nyina ensem epie ewo na ya na amanfo nsem bisan se aso is it because say wo makọ opposition enti na da bia no ensem no eyi ni ti bakọ no ana na ensem kakra yi memo atie otie mu yie efia poku avim lady wakasa e de afa eye mpanifo bi mu a yeni mu mo ewo MPP mu se sia na de na se papa yi atwene ho akopie mu ewo de base the base yana nanom beka say the base yes sisi ano party fofora amafo bi mu e kirim say honorable Ken nsa ehya ase no na kyese kame akokọ say ane wakakopie mu e ho na memo tie ni nsem motie ni yie na sisi ano Abronyɛ na kame akokọ say amafo ahyeda apale ne ho nsem no ene ye say nsem ada wo tena simpie so e kada bia ne da bia no ene me no kasa busia na say nipa bi mu amfa ni agrokora ya wo ahyeda akwality na womo ekire mo na kyese Abronyɛ nsem a oka nyina no kame akokọ say MPP mperifo womo buomani e de aguso yentie Abronyɛ nsem no ebi yeba yebesan so ato aso e de nsem fo asomo
Yensikani bre ahoyi ya baye dambo jimie is number 1.
Baboni dada for dishonest person.
Waye wagadrini, waye kalaburani, waye dargani, waye dishonest person.
The corrupt attitude ordinam chroma.
Evil and devil.
Okita anti-party behavior.
Waye dishonorable person.
Bapolanti, oni okansema. Ni yire fini ho.
MPP wato aduane ama obia.
Oye ni brefo.
An ungrateful and unpatriotic leader. That is Kennedy Agyapong for you.
Asin dumping destroyer. Adwina ekita na nya adwen papa.
Ontiapo in the first place.
Ana ha, ono kwana na homa tie. Bipolar. Psychology ka me hu sa onya ni papa. We are indisciplined. We are dishonest. We are unpatriotic. So wa dan nkwan 278. Nkusie ne ekokote ne kankane ne dabo ne mponchi ne dam no. Oboa oni hu emayewe ochre yebetindi nkutaye oduru ha no de frato ochre metima ma ye de nkate aye
sa nipa no onye famfu
central for sign na ufa o madwuma meme ye jimifo ntimi bisa jimifo questions o ye hungry pig wo de odidi awi nkrofo ntade nyina afra emotional intelligent kra unibi na start religious war e wo krom ha because of say wanya dementia nti won kan say won start ye ani gwase ni to wo timi kase. But when you pull him down person. PhD now ukitano. Your friend pull him down. And then Agyapong, who to me mama ye MPP presidential candidate and apparent. Man nan winning that because who know you are nobody. Ghana president in Fatao. Who are born who now who are doing more to to wonu. A more to to krono. Who ye empty. I know more mudina chini so to say on one. Omunina empty. Into a money Kennedy and Benantie. Na buana or no what who freno abo so no kora no o wa dwene che nipa na mudina chi amoso na ye MPP no omo no omo nam bia immature people madness wa dwene ye adwuma pa won fare se ko Kennedy wa akopemwa because nipa no che da na the Agyapong can never be MPP o pa kunya kese swat emotional intelligence ayo hypocrite unni wa ankasa unye serious na ankasa no esese ye fa o say yepo patri enya wonkwa na waeda yi wadena koto wuramu
ya break Kennedy Agyapong
ya brew madness
Honorable Kennedy Agyapong has always been careless.
Kennedy Agyapong ya ni brefo
we are mesia handle sa papa na wasin insen dade okroma no me de mensa benkum na beti na gina fe na green nyina gu
enti no enti ni wati awie de ho sefo agenche bra na ehu se de Abronyɛ aye mmere bi atwam no aye na empanifo wose wo motwena so anansi ane de ya trash sa issue because omo opposition ti wo mo work sebeye no betimi so aba power ni nyina ma me hu adwenkyere e wo comment section na afia poku avim ladies so e de nsebi abeto e de fa eye Professer Frimpong Boateng ehu na Professor Frimpong Boateng yobi a MPP mu di mu ntintima pa e na e kam yakwa se eniye bi ne nsem bi a ekoso no na say wo kiremu a na say eyade senko wo ye MPP ba MPP mapa ye ka founders anase ye company fo nyi wo mu a wo mu nimu dia nko ka ho bi nanso ka me akwesem nipa bi de wo mu nim adwitwi fom enti no se de be ye a wo mu ho beto wo mu se ni wo mu so wo be ko join party fofo enti eno no na amanfo bi akirem se na say Professer Frimpong Boateng wa free MPP mu akọjoin the base amene die na say wono po na wo bedi mu ntiti mo be pani pa ewo ho ne nkyire mo de ba ye nti kakra na ye say ene me nkomo no so esia uwia na odo adwenkyere so egu comment section me da wase e ma mo anitia wajimi ahedewa
want to find out e die ne Kennedy Agyapong adwenkyere a ode boa MPP because they say MPP na wo say as opposition dear Professor Frimpong Boateng kind of true MPP na wo say no a dangerous opposition. This is a ghost MPP. The MPP that is there today, the current existing MPP is a ghost MPP. It's a shadow MPP. It's a shadow of itself. Because me say me na me yakola, me gra me nyi no. Me kra na me yakola in my 40s, me yakola. Me papa change obia because my father was a political animal. And this is a talking point I'm back. This interview be about push you and when we were growing up, the kind of MPP for who and you know say even you cry any fee kakra started school a year journalism. I came to meet President Mahama in Parliament, and you President Mahama at the time NDC. You could tell even from that time now President Mahama no just MP for Bole said this man had a future. The same way now me yakola na MPP for but those days ne dubo ahemo and then 92 because I didn't really understand too much anything but my papa was explaining to me edubo now MPP 4-year press conference o say yes apparatchik is nini. The current MPP no is a shadow of itself. This is not the correct MPP. It's Professor Frimpong Boateng say MPP where you fake. Probably I will not use the term fake. But it is not the original MPP. Party if you look at NDC for first na NDC by na ekeda for na soldier for omo anshadan omo nko anymore omo nye elite. The tradition of NDC is that NDC is a mass party. The tradition of MPP is that MPP is an elite a for party. Elite, no, that's what it means. Into a founding fathers of MPP, you can tell. J.H. Mesani, Hakamanoso Ajmai, Apreku, Akumada in Tomatoes, first Papa Usankuma was a learned lawyer at the time. Penny pa. Osha alajete moi. Ode alajete. I mean, on your small boy, on your children. Alajete krabe a speaker of parliament. Extraordinary speaker of parliament. In fact, in the history of Ghana, your fourth republic, who speaker be out in a home alajete. Not just even the shouting of order. I mean, the guy was extraordinary. You could see says MPP for a for, and they were not just a for because current MPP way actually you're full of a for. But olden days MPP no was MPP for a for extraordinaire, a for more fiansa, a for more believe in diplomacy, a for more things and massive van or more political I say. Back in the day, now Rollins is your quakoto a year first saying plane. J.H. Mensah taunted President Rollins at the time on top. Now what should J.H. Mensah on one side? Now what should do aja homoni ade? What should babemu? What should who do you? If you look at both NDC and MPP, even NDC cry no money crash for party no. When it do 92, 96 no. Look, even no make them better 2000. Look at the crop of NDC for those days. Next year don't get your crown on bear more because if we talk about who they are. Ya mami Betty Modi Drusu, senior lawyer, no nimini kruno, senior apparatchik, alaji first about me. Betty Modi Drusu, alaji Drusu. And then some Crawford obeda someone they had and no crane man NDC for say no almost one more cratch for almost one for mobile forefront. So you had a cratch for MPP. And then you had NDC and now crash for and penny for no co-op from CPP like President Mama. You know me a crash for, but they brought them from CPP into NDC. Solid people. Into MPP no JH MPP no. This one you have MPP for, but you have MPP for a crash for but a kakakra. Because if you look at the way MPP handle Professor Frimpong Boateng issues no. Look at the way MPP handle Professor Frimpong Boateng issue. No, handle ni because Professor Frimpong was crying for attention. Oh, Susan, your party no onufia broche a surgeon. Crutching it. So MPP was so much of a crutch for party to the extent that Professor Frimpong Boateng cry a surgeon. Ewo Germany or operation cross remember be join MPP because party when na many of my ideology no elites no omo no ye forward looking omo no ye property owning democracy omo no ye for development in freedom member be join this party no. And it's a Professor Frimpong Boateng with all his knowledge and experience or say onko baby say NDC for na say na waba be join mo party na or complain say niam be nko ye na MPP na o say say na fake MPP